Ahoy, morning breathers. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to our little corner of the world we call morning breath.
There it is.
Careful those tongue depressors.
We thought Jack would be here this morning. He would have been hump day.
Would have been hump day.
It is, yeah, but
It is hump day.
It is.
It's not the same hump day without
I think
Jack
we need.
Soul.
I think we need Jack to shout it out.
Sleeping in this morning or something.
Yeah, he kind of hinted around like he might be here this morning.
What's
So
he do for a living besides he just shows up here and does
he
sports
he
stuff?
does our sports stuff. He's got a couple side gigs I think that he's working on.
That's how much I get to know everybody that comes in here. No idea what Jackson does.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought he did our podcast stuff.
Well, he does that, and he calls soccer in California, I think, right? A semi-pro league that he does remotely, and
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
yeah, and I think that's it doesn't matter, but I think that's on Saturday nights. He does that, and he's got a couple other gigs going. He's kind of piecing together some subcontractor stuff at the moment, but he's building a reel.
It's kind of, ooh.
So he can apply for the big time. He'll be so far above and beyond us eventually that we won't even know.
He just won't even stop by.
Right. He'll be gone.
Forget about us. On his way to Duluth.
That's the big times right there.
You make it to Duluth, man. You've made it.
That's can't beat that. Geez. Well, welcome to Wednesday. A little gloomy out this morning.
Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of cloudy all day, I think.
I have my golf attire on.
Yes.
I plan on golfing.
I don't think it's supposed to be bad, just cloudy.
Okay. Well, yesterday I was talking rain.
Yeah, I think that's off.
Today, but then fine tonight. I got double duty. I've got senior league, and then I've got regular Twilight League tonight.
Well, there you go.
We get my golf in.
We'll talk about this later, but we got our first baseball game tonight. The Demons open up their home. It's supposed to be tomorrow, but it got rescheduled to tonight. So,
Wow, what happened?
So well,
Did they check with you first?
Well, he at least kept me in the loop, which
Okay,
is all
well, that
that
is
matters. So yeah, I don't know. They had some scheduling conflicts or something, so they moved it up to tonight. So we rallied everybody, and
So does Jackson do that too?
yeah,
Jeez, he's a talented dude.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Very good. Well, welcome to Wednesday, everybody. The Southeast Iowa Video Network. We are sponsored by KCTC.
Thank you, Casey.
Casey and all the gang over at KCTC. The Morning Breath crew, the three of us this morning, we seem like such a light crowd today.
Yeah, it kind of does.
We're sponsored by Hy-Vee and Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Willie.
Willie.
Thanks, Willie.
I'm gonna go see Willie this morning. So
are?
yeah,
Tell Willie I said hello,
I will
please.
do that.
It's been, I don't know, 300 episodes since I've seen him.
That was pretty early on when we went
It
down
was
there.
early. When we had bright ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's take this on the road like every other week.
Once.
No.
Once. It was kind of a hassle.
I get it. We got some hellos this morning.
We do. Jimmy was the first one in this morning. My mom's
that,
here.
Jimmy?
Jeff's here. Jimmy says, don't we all want to get to Duluth? That's everybody's goal, I think, is Duluth or bust.
Silently, we've been thinking about this our entire lives. Everybody has. And I'm finally bringing it to life.
It's Duluth or bust. Hey, Denise is here. Ahoy to everybody.
The Frank Sinatra song, If I Can Make It in Duluth. I can make it anywhere.
Exactly how it goes.
So I thought it did.
You know, there's a lot of lyrics that people mess up, but not that one.
Nope.
We all know.
No, we all know that
We
one.
all know
Duluth.
that one.
It's
If you can survive a Duluth winter, you can survive anything.
It's still winter there.
Yeah, it's still, we still haven't thawed yet.
Just scooping snow. That's why all the salt. We run out of salt here because it's
all
shipped
getting to Duluth.
Okay. Enough of that.
I don't know where else to go. That's pretty much
It's
it.
just kind of, every once in a while it's good to talk about Duluth.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Jimmy in forever.
Is he coming down for a Ridiculous Day parade?
I don't know. I don't know, Jimmy.
Big Shriner event, Jimmy.
You do know. Jimmy knows where it's at.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all cleaned up. Had the windows washed yesterday.
For Shelliot.
It's Shelliot.
Yeah.
So you can see Adam now. Now I've got to
But
go
you still
on-
can't see in.
You still can't see in. So I like it.
Exactly.
I got a weed killing. I got to go on a weed killing spree. So I had a good day a week or so ago, and I mixed up my old stuff and didn't shake it up very well, I guess. So I sprayed all the weeds. Die.
Yeah.
Sons of guns.
You know, you can just go buy that at the store. You don't have to
Yeah.
like be a chemical engineer in your
I know,
garage.
but that stuff isn't as good as the farm stuff.
I'm sure it's not.
So I get a little jug for my son. So I sprayed some of that on, and I'm thinking, you're toast. No, they're thriving.
Well, these are city weeds you're dealing with now.
Yeah,
they're
I
not
know.
country weeds.
I know. So I don't know if I've got another jug. I'll try that jug. If that doesn't work, I'll get a new
Just
batch.
dump the whole jug. Forget the
Well,
spraying.
I want to be somewhat cognizant of what's going in the ground, even though I'm on an old filling station. That I don't know if the tanks are underneath there still or not. I have no idea.
Well, I think that's the law that they get out of there, but maybe it wasn't at that time. I don't know.
It wasn't a gas station a long time ago.
Right.
They could very well be there. When I bought it, everything was good to go.
Well,
So
you can use that as your bunker. If you figure out how to get into them, you can just bunker down in the old tanks.
yeah, well, there's a bunch of pipes and stuff. There's accesses, but I can't fit in them.
All right. Jimmy says he didn't know about the parade, but he has been to Ridiculous Days when he was a wee lad.
The old wee lad.
The wee lad came out.
Uh-huh.
Jimmy's a Mount Pleasant boy, so he wasn't
That's
too
wee
far
lad?
away. I don't know. Yeah, they say wee lad a lot in Mount Pleasant.
You ever heard of wee lad?
Oh yeah,
You have not.
since I was a wee lad.
All right, fine. I forgot to do introductions, but I guess everybody knows everybody. We got Boss Man Matt,
Ahoy, Skipper.
and we got SPP in the house.
Ahoy, skipper.
Boy, to you, my lad. Not a wee lad, my lad.
A lad.
Just a lad at this point.
Just lad. Just lad.
Laddie.
He's the tallest wee lad we got in the
He is-
room. I
he
can
is
tell you that.
By far the tallest. Can't shoot a basket worth of crap.
Okay, now hold on. Now hold on. People don't know
We
how
gotta
far
rise
that
out of
that's about 250 feet to the basket.
250 feet.
That's a far basket.
Caitlin Clark could do that, left-handed with a torn
With the torn quadricep.
quad. So I explain that in just a second. After the show's over, usually SPP will wad something up and throw it across the room to a trash container over there. And I have yet to see him make one.
It's all the way over there.
Clear over there.
Right
It
over
looks
there.
like a long way.
It's about 300 feet.
It's 300 feet. No wonder it's so hot in here all the time. This 300-foot room.
Yeah, well, it takes a lot to keep it conditioned.
It does. It does. Anyway, keep practicing.
Yeah.
What you got over there? You got some weird printed stuff.
I did. I just found this like literally 5 minutes before the show started. It says, too good not to share. This is somewhere on the internet. It says, when one door closes and another door opens, you are probably in prison. When I say the other day, I could be referring to any time between yesterday and 15 years ago.
It's very true.
Yeah.
And the older you get, the longer that 15 years.
Yeah, and even-
that was
even
just
if-
the other day.
Even if you think it was 15 years, even if you think it was yesterday, it probably was 15 years ago.
It might have been.
So-
Feels like it.
So I had my patience tested. I'm negative. Remember,
Was that a false positive?
no, it was not. Remember, if you lose a sock in the dryer, it comes back as a Tupperware lid that doesn't fit any of your containers.
That's oddly amazingly true.
It is.
How does that happen?
I don't know, but we have lots of single socks and random Tupperware lids.
Everybody's got that little container or whatever you put your socks in. Like, where did the other one go? We have no idea.
No. I do have an idea. Some of them things get sucked up into your vents and stuff because I've had the vent cleaned one time and something was going on wrong with
There
the
went all
dryer.
your socks?
And it was found 3 socks sucked up in there.
Dude, I don't understand how that could happen.
I don't either, but it did.
You got one powerful dryer that's
Yep,
sucking
it did.
sucking your clothes up
It
into the
did.
vent.
Just socks.
Lost a pair of jeans the other day. Check the dryer vent.
I don't think it.
Climb up through the vent to get your jeans.
Exactly. When you ask me what I'm doing today and I say nothing, it does not mean I'm free. It means I am doing nothing.
Let's be clear about this.
Let's be clear. I finally got 8 hours of sleep. Took me 3 days, but whatever. I hate when I hate when a couple argues in public and I miss the beginning and don't know whose side I'm on.
Yeah, it's hard not to eavesdrop.
Oh,
on that
it's
stuff.
impossible. It's like, oh, hold on, we don't just a minute.
Let's get dessert.
I got to see how this turns
Let's
out.
get some dessert too.
Don't bother walking a mile in my shoes. That would be boring. Spend 30 seconds in my head. That'll freak you right
Oh
out.
boy. Not your head though, Matt. Right?
Yeah, my head.
Somebody
My head's
else's.
pretty empty, actually. So
You're doing nothing.
yeah, I'm doing nothing today. Sometimes someone unexpected comes into your life out of nowhere, makes your heart race, and changes you forever. We call those people cops. Mm-hmm. That'll do it.
Well, it takes me back to
Yeah.
witness protection program days. Well, we had good
Yeah, exactly.
good
Takes
talks about that.
takes me back to a day where I was sitting in the front seat of a cop car going, oh, please be under the limit. I was, by the way.
Good for you. I did not have such good luck in a different matter. I thought me and a buddy were staying overnight at my parents' house, and I thought it'd be fun to take the car out for drive. So me and my buddy, I got a plan.
How old were you at the time?
I don't know, 12, something like that, 13. So we got in the car. I knew where the keys were, and put her in neutral, pushed her down the road a little bit, hopped in. We're living large. Put the key in, it would not start.
Oh, no.
Christ, I had the wrong key, I said. So I go to get out and run back to the house to get the right key, and lights come on.
And the car's just sitting in the middle of the road?
And yeah, we're just sitting there. My buddy took off. He got away, and that was fine. And I'm not going to say who it was. He's not in this area, but we don't need to know.
We don't need to know.
And I started running, and I was drawn upon.
Really?
To stop immediately, which I did.
Yeah, no kidding.
And
you
then,
were 12.
And then the fun really started.
Oh, Jesus.
Back to the police station I went.
Wow.
There was a call to mom.
Yeah, which
That didn't go well.
Which was more frightening than the police.
Yeah. Just locked me up.
Here we go. Please let me stay here tonight.
Anyway, the stupid things we do.
Yeah.
Harmless.
Yeah. Well,
Really?
Bailey, and I'm going to tell this story. She's probably watching, but no cops, but she had a friend stay over one night, and they were sleeping the next morning, and I went outside, and we were living in a ranch house at the time, and outside underneath her window was this big pink hassock thing that's normally inside in her room, and it was right under the window. So
She wanted whatever to get some air.
So put two and two together, and apparently Bailey and her friend snuck out in the middle of the night, which we didn't know, and they got back in, but they couldn't figure out how to get in and still get the hassock thing off the ground and back into the house.
Yeah.
So
Were you clever about asking questions?
no, I think I pretty much just went right after it.
See, I would have rather tried to make him sweat a little bit. I'd walk in the room. Where's that thing?
Actually, I don't remember, but I don't remember beating around the bush too much about it. So
That's good stuff.
yeah,
If you're a kid and you're not trying some of that stuff.
yeah. Well, they did, and
I don't know.
they were fine. But I don't know how old she was, but kids run around after midnight in the middle. It's like, it scares the crap out of you afterwards. But
Yeah.
when you're a kid, you don't care.
No, we're fine.
No, we were fine. We were just out in the neighborhood. No big deal.
What's the problem?
So here's one for you, Tim.
Oh, good.
My luck is like a bald guy who just won a comb.
That's some good luck.
That is. Yeah. To me, drink responsibly means don't spill it. Age 60 might be the new 40, but 9 p.m. is the new midnight.
There's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah. It's the start of a brand new day, and I'm off like a herd of turtles.
Or sloths.
Or sloths. I remember being able, this is old man stuff. I remember being able to get up without making sound effects. If you're sitting in public and a stranger takes the seat next to you, just stare straight ahead and say, "Did you bring the money?"
I like that one.
Just see
I
what
might try that.
just see what happens.
Ahoy. You got the stuff.
You got the stuff. Did you bring it?
It'll be a cop. Yeah, I got it. You got
So
the money?
Bailey chimes in. The pink thing was in the middle of the living room, and you were standing next to it. Oh, okay. So I can remember that, but
You brought it in.
I brought it in and was standing next to it. Yeah, I could remember that, but
She remembers.
she remembers it.
You
That's
must have
good.
handled it well. Very good.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, where'd this come from, Bailey? Isn't this supposed to be in your room?
when someone asks, "What did I do over the weekend?" I squint and ask, "Why? What did you hear?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be pretty. What did you do over the weekend? I don't know. I watched some TV.
Went to a softball game.
Yeah, exactly.
Track meet.
When you do squats, are your knees supposed to sound like a goat chewing on aluminum can stuffed with celery? No.
Couldn't imagine what that. I just can't picture that sound. Very well.
That's a goat chewing.
It's very specific.
It is very specific.
It is.
A goat chewing on an aluminum can stuffed with celery.
There's a story behind that.
Exactly. When I ask for directions, please don't use words like east. Yeah, I can do that. I don't mean to interrupt people. I just randomly remember things and get really excited.
See, it's not my fault.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's just the way I'm wired, boss man.
Yeah. So there you go. I just found that.
Well, I'm glad you did because my little news feed didn't have very much interesting in it. It's interesting to me, but not so interesting to most everybody else.
You can't have a whole segment about random facts that mean nothing.
Well, no, I didn't. That comes very rarely,
That comes right.
even though it feels like I say it a lot. I know this. It's National Hamburger Day, so this is would be my favorite day of the year because if there's one thing I like, it's a good hamburger with cheese on it and bacon.
Good stuff.
Isn't that not a hamburger then? That's a cheeseburger?
Well, I think what I heard was you could call it Cheeseburger Day, but this says it's National Hamburger Day. But you can still put toppings on it, can't you?
I would think.
And it's still a hamburger with toppings. I used to go to a restaurant, and they said, they had a cheeseburger was on special. What would you like on it? Well, lettuce and tomato and bacon. Well, that's a bacon cheeseburger. Well, then don't ask me what I want on it.
Exactly.
Because that's what I want on it.
Exactly.
So it was always a big gig. I knew I was ordering a bacon cheeseburger, and I knew they were going to charge me more for the bacon.
But hey, you got to get what you want.
But I know.
Yeah. Cindy says if you overload your washer, sometimes the sock will get over the tub and clog the outlet hose or stuck on the outside of the tub. There you go. That's how we're losing socks. Mine was a dryer problem, but apparently the washing machine can eat them too.
I am mystified. Like at home, we have a shoebox, and oddly enough, it's mostly Patty's socks.
Oddly
Right
enough.
now, I'm missing one, but she has a shoebox full of them.
You know what I usually do if I turn up one sock when I'm doing laundry?
Throw them in with the Tupperware lids.
Yeah, exactly. No, I put them right back in the laundry because eventually they'll all catch up with each other.
Go find your mate.
I have some socks, that just one single socks that have probably been washed 20, 30 times in a row.
Find your friend.
Exactly. Just throw it right back in.
And so it doesn't necessarily work so good for you.
Well, eventually maybe a pair that also matches it, another one of those gets lost, and then
I think what you're hoping is that lone sock on wash 26 just finally goes away too.
Well, maybe. Either way, the problem's solved.
Problem solved. Could just throw the dang thing away, but
Nope.
it's a perfectly good
It's
sock.
a good sock.
I know it's 15 years old, but it's fine.
It's been washed 488 times.
It was a black sock. It is now beige.
Exactly.
It's lost its color, pigment. 732 SPP. Should we take a break?
Yes.
Yes.
He did the head turn.
Thanks for looking around. We'll be right back.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouth-watering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect. At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you with a flexible financing you need to install that all-season room or remodel your kitchen with a home equity line of credit. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Ahoy, morning breathers. Welcome back to Wednesday. It's been a kind of a lively morning. So thank you all for listening and commenting. Would love to see it. I meant to talk about this the other day. I got fully into the Big Ten baseball tournament.
Did you?
Yes.
And you watched even after Iowa was out?
Yes. I watched the championship game. I watched the semifinal games. I watched the quarters.
Wow.
I watched a lot of baseball.
The champion.
I was
know.
enamored.
I know Nebraska won.
Nebraska played
UCLA. That's right.
And UCLA had absolutely no problem with Iowa. They went right through us.
Yes.
A good hitting team. But Nebraska they're a storied baseball program. I think maybe even more so than football. They've been really, really good at baseball. Now, I understand not like national champions, not like that, but really, really good baseball in Nebraska.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if you can put it at the football level.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that back because they haven't won national champions like they have in football. But they're really good in baseball.
Bailey retracted her message. I don't know why.
Took it away?
She took it away.
Put that back up. Put that back up. SBP,
Sorry.
You have the technology.
I don't think I have the power to do that.
Sorry to interrupt.
I didn't know you could do that. That's how that feels, huh? Anyway, it was really fun to watch those boys play baseball.
I think
those young men.
I think Nebraska was an 8 seed too.
They were.
So they released the NCAA tournament. Did Nebraska get in because they won the tournament?
I did not see.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it either, but
and I was tempted to start because SEC tournament was on as well. I was tempted to watch that, but just to see if I could catch Arkansas.
yeah. Well, Jeff says Arkansas baseball coach used to be in Nebraska.
Huh.
Bailey texted now.
Okay. Stop, Dad. Just stop.
She's like, you're calling me out today.
Anyway, that was really fun to watch. They some really good baseball when Iowa was playing. They were playing. Who were they playing?
UCLA, and then before that was Indiana.
Indiana
and Rutgers.
It was Rutgers they were playing.
They beat Rutgers.
Yes. And I think that, I mean, as Peter would say, yes.
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 The first inning was just exciting as could be. They squeeze bunted. They were
yeah.
stealing. It was fun. Those guys were having fun. That was really some good baseball.
Winning is fun.
And I didn't think there was anybody beating UCLA. They are really good.
Well, I didn't know what happened to Oregon. I assumed Nebraska beat Oregon to get there, but Oregon is good.
Oregon got beat by. I didn't watch that whole game. They got beat. Penn State beat them.
Really?
Penn State beat them. An 8 or 9 seed.
I think Nebraska was 8. So.
And so Penn State was a 9 seed, and Penn State. This is really interesting to everybody, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I found it. I was intrigued by it. Penn State and Nebraska were in the finals last year.
Really?
And
No idea.
They kept saying how it was a rematch, and that was a good game. The Penn State Nebraska game to get to the finals.
All right. I'm going to take your word for it.
Yeah, it was. And UCLA is going to be good next year, too, because they're young. They got like one junior and the rest are sophomores. So
Jeff says he's interested. So you and Jeff are having a conversation.
very good, Jeff.
And he retracted it.
He retracted it.
What's going on?
I don't know.
We're done talking about that, I
I
guess.
guess.
Next.
I guess. I got a Florida man story.
Okay.
Well, I'll just give away the punchline right at the beginning. A meth-crazed Florida man survived getting bitten by an alligator just to be fatally shot when he charged at cops trying to help him. Actually, I don't even know if I need to go further than
Put
that.
your head
That's-
on straight, dude.
That's pretty much
was
the
he
whole
on
story.
Oreos or was he on real meth?
It says real meth. It says meth. It doesn't specify which variety of meth. You know, the Oreo meth or the street meth. I'm not sure.
All you got to type in is a day of the year, and then just Florida man,
Florida
and you'll
man,
find
exactly.
everything
So-
you desire.
So this is pretty much a case of the headline tells the whole story.
It pretty
but-
much does.
But basically, wild scene erupted after Timothy Schultz, 42, was spotted swimming in an alligator-infested lake. It's Schultz.
Well, there was his first mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
Second mistake.
Schultz, who cops said was high on drugs, had growled to Good Samaritans trying to toss him a life vest just moments before one of the gators bit his right arm. The horror only continued when Schultz suddenly emerged from the lake soon after being bitten and grabbed a pair of garden shears from a nearby home. As deputies arrived on the scene, Schultz then charged them with the shears. One of the officers fired off their stun gun in a bid to thwart Schultz, but the taser had zero effect. The crazed man then tried to jump into a patrol vehicle and remove one of the firearms. According to authorities, that's when officers took care of business. You can't do that.
Can't do that.
Can't do that.
Sometimes it's best. Well, I guess the guy crawled out of the lake, didn't he? He got out of the alligator death roll.
Yeah, but yes. So yeah, he survived the alligator, although he got bit. But
Apparently, the alligators can eat about anything. Apparently, that dude didn't taste very good, and they said,
yeah, it's like, well, these aren't the Oreo meths.
"I like Oreo meth."
I like Oreo meth.
Jeez,
So there you go, Florida man story for the day.
don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs, kids.
If you do, just stay in the alligator pond.
Yeah, just let the alligators finish it off.
Just be done.
That's a better story anyway. I got eaten by alligators.
Yeah. So Jeff, did Iowa? I don't think Iowa made it. I don't know how they could have.
I didn't look, but saw nothing. I follow a lot of Hawkeye stuff on X and whatever. And I don't think they made it.
Yeah.
They had a chance, but
Well, they had to win.
yeah, they went like 2-10-1 in their last 13 games.
They had as I said earlier, they had a
tough
really
stretch.
tough end of the season.
Yeah.
It's 7:41. I think we should take a break so we can get ourselves set for the day.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Bring the kids, share the memories, celebrate 75 years of traditions at the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Relive the magic of steam engines, antique cars, and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Whether it's your first visit or a cherished tradition, you'll enjoy the delicious foods, the thrill of an Old West shootout, and the excitement of nightly grandstand entertainment. For 75 years, this has been the place where memories are made at the 2025 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 28th through September 1st in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Welcome back. That was a good one. We're not going to talk about what we just talked about.
We're not.
We're not going to talk about it because it all started with me, and that brought up another story, which is pretty good. So use your imagination.
Yeah.
Duluth is not involved. Should we? Something else?
Nope, just that one. Just had to rethink that one a little bit.
Yeah. SPP, get control of this room. Let's get set for the day.
Stop. There we go.
Hammer
There we
time.
go.
Let's get set for the day. It is 7:46 a.m. on Wednesday, May 28th. This is episode 319. Temperature right now in Fairfield, 57. Mount Pleasant and Washington are both at 58. As we alluded to before, it's just supposed to be cloudy today. Just cloudy. High of 69, low of 52. Today's headlines from the SoutheastIowaUnion.com. Banner Funeral Home to host artwork by Mark Schaefer. History continues to grow at the Harlan Lincoln House in Mount Pleasant.
Gosh, dang it. It's National Flip Flop Day.
It is flip-flop day, and you didn't
I
wear
my
it.
flip flops.
Yeah, I don't think they work on the golf course.
I had some sandals there were golf shoes.
Well, sandals are different than flip-flops.
Well, they wasn't they were kind of like
They're
they were a newer version of flip flops.
okay. Did they have spikes?
Yeah,
All right. I think okay.
I threw them out.
They didn't like them
My feet sweat too much.
in sandals.
It's hot out. I sweat in a snowbank.
Cattle
kinda weird
operations
that
live
they-
on a year after farmers passing sports.
Excuse me, what did you say, SPP?
Oh, I said it's kind of weird that they put Hamburger Day and Brisket Day on the same day.
It is. It's all
It's
about
beef.
It's all about the beef. It is beef
Some
month.
Beef.
Beef month?
May is beef month.
Yeah, well, it's the 28th, and you're just telling me this?
I've known it the whole month.
Why didn't we start the month out at knowing it was beef month? Beef month.
I don't know.
Okay.
Guess we got 3 more days to celebrate.
Lessons learned.
Just so it's in advance. October is pork month.
Now I can.
So
plan
now
for
we
it.
know.
Now I can plan for it.
Boys State Golf Tournament goes on today. Boys State Tennis is today also. Mount Pleasant and Fairfield baseball and softball teams are both in action tonight. And Washington girls soccer takes on Assumption in regional soccer play. That's
Oh,
at
boy.
Assumption.
Oh boy.
And a baseball game, as we said, originally scheduled for tomorrow, is moved up to tonight at 7 p.m. as Washington takes on Muscatine, and you can watch it right here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
That'll be cool. Your first baseball game.
It is our first baseball game, and Friday is softball doubleheader.
What do we got Friday? Who's Washington and?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Ottumwa.
Could be. It's preseason stuff, so or not preseason, but outside conference stuff.
Non-conference.
There you go. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. There you go. All right. Random joke, random quote, or random fact.
SPP, you get to pick.
I'd love a random joke, please.
Random joke. So, you want to hear a joke about construction?
Yes, please.
I'm still working on it.
I'm assuming.
I assume that's a
That's a laugh track. It's a laugh track. Oh, yeah.
You hit that with conviction.
You were right there.
So I knew, so I had my eyes on you to see what you were doing there. Okay, that's all we have for that. We are set for the day.
We are.
Do we have a takeaway for today? SPP.
My takeaway is that we need to be known at least 6 months ahead of time if there is a food-themed month to get
I
us
think
ready.
that's important
Yeah.
that we communicate. Communication is key in this room.
Yes.
Let's keep those avenues open.
October's pork month.
Well, yeah. And today's month is beef month.
May is
and
beef month.
I got 3 days to celebrate.
Is there a chicken month?
Probably. I don't know when it is, though. I'll have to look that up.
Would you please let me know? Did we already miss it? Likely.
Maybe. I don't know.
6 months. All right, now we're good. Boss man Matt?
I now know where my socks are. They're outside the tub of the washer.
Looking in the wrong
and
spots.
I've been looking in the wrong
You
spots.
got to tear your washing machine.
Tear it all apart.
That's a good one. My takeaway is that conversations can be retracted on this show.
They can.
And that makes me wonder, why is there a retraction? I've never seen that before. Message retracted.
Yeah, Jeff said he looked it up. Iowa did not make the regionals, so they can't make Omaha because they didn't make the regionals.
Anything else, Jeff, you can share about who's into what? Because I don't even know how many teams are in the College World Series. Eight?
No. Well, in the World Series, so they do the regionals first.
Oh.
And I think there's maybe even like 64.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it's like 64 teams.
So you guys know a lot more about this than I do.
And then the
super regionals, right?
And then whoever wins the regionals, then they go, and then I think it probably is 8 in the World Series, but it's a couple steps before we get there.
It's like a pool of 4 teams, and they all play each other. And best record move. I think 2 best records move on, and then the best record of the super regional goes to the World Series.
So this will take a couple months?
Jeff says 16 regionals, 4 teams each. So 64 teams in the regionals.
All right. It's hard to believe that I was not one of the top 64 teams.
Nope.
But apparently we're not.
Nope.
Our region's too tough.
Well, no, they say that northern teams are not, they don't have the advantages.
I have a friend who works for the front office at University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, and I think they thought they had a shot because they had a pretty good record, but they didn't make it either.
Weren't to be going to the Duluth League.
To the Duluth Regional.
So that's what I know today. Well, very good. Okay. I don't think there's anything else to talk about.
I'm out of stuff.
It's 7:50. This will be the shortest show we've had in a month. So let's just call it a day, shall we?
We shall.
Well, enjoy Wednesday, everybody. Thanks so much for your comments. Thanks very much for listening. Even, I know that you, as you're sitting and listening, you think, I should type that in. And before you do, you just retract it before you even type it in. So there's a
pre-retraction.
That's happening.
You just invented a word, I think.
Pre-retraction. So easy to say. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow with the glorious Greta, I'm assuming. Until then, have a great today. Ahoy.